Okay, a couple quick things I want to go over it that I realized I didn't go over in the NG4 combat guide. These are things I just kind of like took for granted. My Ninja Gaiden 2 Black guide does go over these things very extensively. However, and I just kind of assumed that they would be implied, which was a mistake when you're doing a beginner's guide. So the first thing I want to go over is like essentially iframes. How do you get iframes in this game? Well, there's a few different ways. Wind path is one of your best ways to get iframes. Guillotine throw is one of your best ways to get iframes, and obliteration techniques, or OTs, are one of your best ways to get iframes, as well as ultimate techniques. So when you're going around the battlefield, on the higher difficulties, this game gets pretty damn hectic and very, very, very chaotic. You tend to get swarmed by enemies. It is very advantageous when you are swarmed to, for one, thin the herd, two, get yourself some iframes as enemies are attacking you. So the best ways to go about this, like hands down, is going to be guillotine throwing. I am guillotine throwing in this game like as much, if not more, than I do in Ninja Gaiden 2, which is really, really funny to me. Because on Master Ninja especially, you just get fucking swarmed. And there are a lot of instances where there's ledges where I'm like, fuck it, and I just start throwing people like off the cliff just because it's so ridiculous. So guillotine throws are very good. If there's an enemy about to hit you with a red attack, if there's an AoE that's building on the ground, literally anything at all, your best oh shit button is X plus A, or what is it on PlayStation? X plus square. Those are going to be your best option to get some quick iframes and create some distance. It'll literally negate essentially any attack. Even if an enemy is starting up a red attack, and let's say you don't have any bloodbind gauge, or you're just late, you didn't react fast enough, which happens a lot, right? You see the red attack, you kind of hesitate for like a split second, and it's too late. You can actually interrupt red attacks by guillotine throwing them. There are caveats to that. Some enemies obviously can't be guillotine throwed. Some enemies that can be guillotine throwed will block it. So those are pretty rare, and I'm really not sure if on the lower difficulties that's really a thing, but on Master Ninja 100% they will block it. Also, wind pathing and wind running, these are very strong. You get iframes during the initial jump off the ground and the initial jump off the head. So you can use this to, create distance, as well as keep yourself safe, as well as interrupt the enemy. You see, after you jump off his head, he essentially gets stunned. So that enemy can't do anything while you're doing this. You can also throw shuriken after your wind path, and it stuns him even longer. So into a UT is a very common like Ninja Gaiden technique. Wind path, wind run, shuriken, on landing, UT, go. Wind path, wind run, shuriken, on landing, UT, go. And you can do different types. There's not as many on landing attacks as there were in previous Ninja Gaidens. You can still do like on landing, rotate X, on landing, forward, back X. And you can kind of like buffer those in slightly, but your timing has to be precise. But you still do have on landing attacks that work wonderfully off of a wind path. So, very beneficial. It stuns the enemy, and it gives you iframes, it keeps you safe, and you still have your on landing rotate Y attack. Or your on landing forward back Y attack. Some will miss. So, you have to know your move. The move has to kind of like launch you in a little bit. Next is Essence. So, I mean, the game teaches you about Essence very well, which is, kind of nice. You get Blood Essence in this game. It can recharge health or give you UTs. The health that you get off of Blood Essence is very, very small. In most instances, it's not really worth it to try to use those to heal. You're much better off using those for on-landing UTs and, using that to kill a couple of enemies. UTs will kill the majority of enemies. UTs are the full charge, ETs are the single charge. 2 red essence will give you a UT, 1 will give you an ET. There's large orbs and small orbs. 1 large orb is like the equivalent to 2 orbs, essentially. It will give you a UT. If the enemy doesn't straight up die from a UT, unless it's like one of those big samurais or some very specific fiends, it will like at least delimb them. It's kind of crazy that a UT doesn't kill everything, but it will delimb them like almost 99% of the time. So worst case scenario, do your wind path into them. It'll kind of launch them away, do your wind path into them, hit Y, get your obliteration technique, or the ninja box actually has a ranged obliteration technique. Also some weapons, your forward, your back forward input will give you an obliteration technique. So something like this, you can use it to like launch in and get an OT if they happen to be kind of further away. OTs also give you iframes, so you can utilize obliteration techniques. I will leave enemies delimbed sometimes for 2 purposes. If I'm at full health, I'll leave them delimbed just in case I get hit. This is by far the best accessory in the game, in my opinion, at least in terms of survivability and the diamond and cobalt rings. If you are new to the game and you're doing like your first hard or Master Ninja run, for hard, I would definitely recommend the Cobalt. For Master Ninja, I haven't taken this off. It's just like you take so much damage, and anything I can do to help increase survivability, I'm doing. So I'll leave an enemy delimbed. If I take some chip damage, I can hit him with a quick OT, regain some health, or if I need some fast iframes, I can also use them for a quick OT. That will not only give me iframes, but it will give me a blood essence that I can transition into a UT chain if I really, really need to. Dodges, we have 2 types of dodges. The Blood Raven dodge is a lot faster. The recovery is just like non-existent, so you can like hop around pretty crazily. Your regular dodge doesn't quite have it. So, you know, use this if you want, but it is, you know, 2 buttons you have to hold down, and hitting 2 buttons at once to dodge is harder than hitting 1 button at once to dodge for some reason. I'm sure the muscle memory will come. Right now, you know, there's still a lot of Ninja Gaiden Black and Ninja Gaiden 2 and Ninja Gaiden 3 muscle memory, or I should just say Ryu muscle memory, because Ryu doesn't really work this way. I don't know if gleaming with Ryu does anything for him, but well, I haven't really like dug into Ryu yet. I'm still busy like trying to learn Yakumo. But yeah, shurikens to stun enemies is super beneficial. Shuriken canceling isn't as good. Like, you still shuriken cancel fast, but you throw 2 of them, so it takes like a little bit longer. Ryu still has his single shuriken. This is like one of the things I hate the most about Yakumo. However, you can Blood Raven cancel, so it's really not that big of a deal. But if you're trying to go into a block, you technically can like kind of Blood Raven cancel into blocks. But that's again like a little more like, I don't know. It's really not complicated, but the muscle memory, at least for me, just like is not there yet. So yeah, use your accessories. Oh, Flying Swallow as well. Flying Swallow is a gap closer, and you get iframes. You're not like completely safe in Ninja Gaiden 4 in the air, so you know, be careful. But if you are getting iframes during large portions of your Flying Swallow animations, you also are getting iframes during your Izuna drop animation. On landings on the higher difficulties get punished very, very hard, so you need to be ready to react the second you hit the ground, because they like to grab you, shoot you, hit you, do all sorts of fucking ridiculous shit when you're on the ground, so be careful about that. But yeah, I would watch the Ninja Gaiden 2 Black Guide. Like 99% of it still applies to this game, but I figured I'd go over it here too, just to kind of help, you know, make a newer video on it and help people that are not wanting to watch a Ninja Gaiden 2 guide, even though the mechanics in Ninja Gaiden 2 translate very, very well into this game. So yeah, for watching, peace.